Hey there folks, Uncle Troy here. Today we're talking about the Samsung HMX-F80 camera. I'm still getting questions about this camera, so I'm still making videos about it. Funny thing is, when I got this camera quite a while back, it was a state-of-the-art, just came out, selling at full price camera. Last time I checked, well, the manufacturer's suggested retail price was, I think, $199, and that's about what I bought it at. The last time I checked, I think you can get it on sale closeout because it's discontinued for $79, 80 bucks. So if you shop around, you should get a pretty good deal. Now, in spite of the fact that I've seen it advertised as closeout and discontinued, it is my understanding that Samsung still produces and still supports this camera, so your mileage may vary. But the question today is, how do I get the audio from this headset mic into the camera, sync up the audio and whatnot, because this camera unfortunately does not have a jack where you can put in a external microphone. I wish it did, because there's sometimes in high noise conditions when the built-in microphone just doesn't do a very good job. And it did an excellent job when I was outdoors. It kind of separated my voice from the birds chirping and the traffic going by behind me. But indoors, actually, I have more trouble getting the camera to record my voice, especially in my computer room, because I've got like 3 computers running, fans going, whatnot, and the microphone likes to pick up the sound of that over the sound of my voice. And I don't really blame it, because the camera's actually sitting closer to the computers on either side of my monitor here on my computer desk than it is to me. And I'm getting instant messages. I keep forgetting to turn things off when I'm recording. I really need to do that. If you're doing a professional video, you need to do that too. So what we do is, first of all, I usually record, even though I bought the camera specifically so I could record far away from my computer. Most of the time I'm in my computer room in front of my blue screen, green screen, whatever. So I guess I could have gotten away with, most of the time, gotten away with just using my computer's webcam. But what I do is I load up a program called Audacity. It's freeware, open source, I think. And you download it and set it up with your microphone, and it records. And that's all it does, is records, saves, edits audio. So I tell it to record from my headset. And once I start it recording, then I reach up here and I start the Samsung HMX-F80 recording. So the Samsung does not know that I'm recording off this headset mic. It just keeps recording on its own built-in mic and saves that as part of the video file. Likewise, the Audacity does not know I'm recording video anywhere. It just keeps on recording. And if I seem to be looking past you at something, that's because I've got the camera sitting in front of the computer screen, and I'm seeing the little waveform going across the screen as I'm talking. And I'm quiet and talking and quiet and talking just because I like watching the little forms go up and down. This is very distracting. You probably shouldn't do this yourself. So once I'm finished editing, or excuse me, once I'm finished recording the video, then I stop the Samsung from recording, I stop Audacity from recording, and now I've got 2 files. I've got the Audacity file, which is a simple, I'll usually save it as a simple WAV file, and I've got the MP4 H.264 MOV file that the Samsung camera creates. Now what I do then is I take both files and I load them into a video editing software. I think I use Sony Vegas. I cannot remember the version number right now. I believe it is 10 or 11, and currently they're up to like 12 or 13. If you search around, you can usually get an older version for cheaper on the internet somewhere. So I use an older version because, 1, it was cheaper, and 2, I'm used to it. So when you load up Sony Vegas and load a file into Sony Vegas, you get down at the bottom in your editing area a little, what I call a waveform, just a little that the audio has. So I can load the video and then the audio for what I've recorded off the Samsung, and then I can load underneath it the audio from Audacity that I recorded separate. And These, of course, since I started at different times, they're not going to be anywhere near in sync. So what you do is you then take some section that you realize, like when I was real loud or real soft or whatever, and it's a really noticeable waveform. And if you can find that in both the Samsung video or audio and the Audacity audio or whatever you're using to record, then you can, you know, bring those together so that they're lined up. And you may have to zoom in, I'm clicking like I'm zooming in on the thing, but you got to zoom in real close and, you know, to get a real good view of the waveforms to make sure they're lined up perfectly. And they don't have to line up perfectly. They can be a little off, but when you play the video back in your editor, the preview or whatever, the voices should be pretty much matched up. Now, sometimes there'll be a little echo, a little reverb, a little flanging if they're not quite 100% lined up. It's a little bit off. But as long as it's a little bit off, that's okay. You don't have to be 100% perfect. You just have to be close enough that the human eye looking at the mouth and the human ear listening to the sound don't say, wait a minute, something's wrong. But what you do is you get it close enough that when you play them together, you get a pretty nice sound. Maybe it's a little flangy, a little echoey, but not an obvious echo. If it's an obvious echo, then you're not close enough. You need to zoom in a little closer. Once you get everything perfect, on Sony Vegas you got a thing called groups, where you can group the video and audio together. Once everything is perfect, add the your extra recorded headset audio to the group that has the Samsung audio and the Samsung video, audio, audio. So now if you make edits to the software, to the video you've recorded, you'll also be making edits to the recorded audio as well. So video, audio, audio, all one group. So when you edit them, they all get edited together, moved together, stretched together, compressed together, whatever you're doing. So once you're finished editing and you've double checked several times, started the video, middle of the video, end of the video, that your audio is still in sync, because it's okay to, you know, if the Samsung misses a few frames somewhere and the audio gets out of sync toward the end, it's okay to find a nice place to split and make some more adjustments again. Once you're finished, then you mute the Samsung audio that was recorded and tell your video editor to render only the audio that you've recorded on your headset. And if you do it all right, and if you're very lucky, then when you're finished, you'll find that the video is in sync and it sounds like you recorded it on your headset, which you did, but it looks as good as if it was recorded on, or it sounds as good as if it was recorded on the Samsung directly. Because I think somebody referred to it as an old samurai movie, that the mouth movements don't match up with the voice, and a lot of times that's just due to poor editing or a problem rendering the video. Now mostly, now the Samsung audio is fine, and I have watched many blogs, many rants about things that's recorded on the Samsung or some similar video camera with the audio, the built-in mic. You don't need a headset mic. This is the Logitech G330 gaming headset, by the way. I like it because it goes around the back of the head here instead of over the top, so I can use it when I'm wearing a hat. Of course, I don't wear a hat indoors when I'm recording, but still the whole concept is. And it's pretty comfortable, fits over the ears. If you check my website, or excuse me, my YouTube page, or actually check the website too, you'll find a video explaining when I unboxed the headset here and tried to explain how it works and how good it is. I like it and I do recommend it. To reiterate, to summarize, what you do is you set up the camera, you set up your headset, you record both, then you load both into an editor that lets you see the waveform, the sound waves, whatever they are, and you can use that waveform to match up your audio from the two sources. Pick the better audio. Sometimes the Samsung may be better, sometimes the headset might be better, and have the video editor only render that second track, whichever one is better, and all together it should make a decent product, or in my case a semi-decent how-to question and answer session, which is what we have here. So as always, if you have questions about the Samsung HMX-F80 camera, leave them in the comment section below, and you may be the person that asks the question that causes me to make my next video. By the way, if you're having trouble with the Samsung creating good enough video, for example, this isn't regular room light here. I've got an extra spotlight shining on the white wall behind the camera over here. I have got an extra 2-foot bulb over here, fluorescent bulb. I've got another one over here. Let me show you that real quick. So that is how much extra light I have in this room to make the camera do what I think is a good job. Everything's set on smart auto, just more light than usual, because this camera, I think, requires more light than the webcam and whatnot. There's also a video where I compare performance under identical lighting conditions between the Samsung HMX-F80 and an old Logitech C510 HD webcam. Alrighty, like I said, questions, comments, leave them in the comment section below. This is Uncle Troy signing out. Please have a good night.